What's happening, YouTube? This is Casey Young, your boy, your host from Young Blood Podcast. Using the best equipment that you can get on hand, because sometimes you just don't have the money. Sometimes you just don't have the money to go buy new stuff. You don't have the money to go drop it on a credit card, go to Best Buy and get a new mic. You have stuff you can make work, and for some reason this video might be helping you. I've always tried my very best to use what I have on hand. I really have struggled in these last few months with my cameras because I had been missing one of my cameras, and I normally had always done the podcast via OBS Studio, a recording and broadcasting app that does a great job for streamers, for cam people, for, you know, anybody who does anything live stream. And I had used it for years, and I had been hell bent on it. Like, it was the best program for me, the best program for what I was doing. Fact of the matter, it just wasn't. It wasn't the best program, wasn't the best thing I could be using. And I've experienced a ton of growth lately, and I've spent over 200 hours at least on improving my editing game, on getting better overall in the studio. And honestly, I've ran into more problems getting clear video and getting creamy video. Like, it's just, I haven't been getting my stuff to where it needs to be. And one is I have stopped trying to live stream my episodes and live edit my episodes. A lot of what I used to do in the past was I would live edit. And what a live edit would be is I would connect two cameras to my studio software, and I would change cameras mid recording and have angles and one on each person and whatnot. And it's just incredibly, I want to say difficult on the computer. It's not something that is favored by your PC, by the recording process. In my experience, I have ran into more issues with that style of recording and ran into more problems, lost more podcasts because of that than anything else. So my advice would be to completely avoid that at all costs. But don't be like me. I have lost hours, days, weeks of footage because of trial and error. And not all of my podcasts, actually 90% to 99% of my podcasts have been done with somebody in the show as a guest. That's the whole reason I have Youngblood Podcast. The podcast that I have and what I do is to give my friends and people that I meet a platform and an opportunity to come on and be themselves, put themselves out there. If you're a new podcaster, if you're getting into your first, second, 100th podcast, really make sure you don't overdo it. Keep it simple. Keep the recording simple. Do it on one thing. You know, don't be like me and try to be Mr. Joe Rogan and have 3 fucking cameras and have a camera on every person as they're talking and stuff like that. That's extremely difficult to do as an editor, as a podcaster. Spend your time with your guests. Focus on your guests the most that you can. When you do start messing around with your cameras, your video and crap like that, it gets in the way. I struggle with it. I've been a host of a podcast now for years, and I've been producing the podcast on the back end as well. So, I mean, my advice is just what it is. I'm a guy that's just tried to do it and failed at a lot of things. So hopefully what I have here to give you is going to help you in the long run and keep you out of the studio. So this is Casey Young's advice from Youngblood Podcast and my years doing it. I started the show in 2020, and if you want to check it out and see what I have to offer, it's Youngblood Podcast. You'll find it. There's a few of them out there, but it's pretty distinctive. Again, there's a new episode of the podcast up from today, October 2nd. Mondays. It's a new series that I am doing, so please be sure to check it out. Focus on one thing at a time. The cameras will come sooner than later. Focus on the audio. Get that figured out first. But anyways, this has been advice from me to you, your boy here at Youngblood Podcast, Casey Young. Thanks, YouTube. Checking out.